from coronavirus, which is really, really sad.
My goodness.
That's one of the world's youngest victims. So actually,
that must
be the
youngest.
Yes,
2 days.
2 days. So the mother had tested positive for COVID-19, and then the child also was positive. They found out the baby was born prematurely, needed help breathing, and so it's just really sad. Really sad, Kojo. South Africa stands at 339 with 339 deaths and 18,003 confirmed cases. The latest modern predicts that up to 40,000 people might die in South Africa over the next few months. So keep our eyes on that and keep praying, because that sounds really, really horrible. The coronavirus cases worldwide have gone over 5 million. That's according to the World Health Organization. And of course, United States is up there, 92,000 deaths. And Europe has had nearly 165,000 collectively. So that's pretty much what's happening around the world. In Ghana, we know that there's a new narrative, and that is that COVID is staying with us. So how are we going to
live with it? How are we going to live with it?
Yes, how are we going to live with it? So,
I mean, I've heard it a few times. I don't know if it's a new narrative. I think it's something that we just hadn't accepted. Many people talked about COVID-19 as if there will be a day when it will disappear, that there will be no more COVID-19 in the world, rather than that we will figure out, how to make sure it doesn't kill us, like how the common cold doesn't kill us, how influenza doesn't kill us. They didn't think about it that way. They thought that it would be eradicated.
Yes, we hoped. Which is why there was a lockdown and all of that. When the virus stops moving, when we stop moving, the virus stops moving. So I assume that when we stop, then we'll be able to bring it. But obviously we haven't. So it really is about living with it now.
I think we ought to have communicated better about the lockdown. Yes, we wanted to stop the virus from moving so we could control it, so we could have time. We could buy time to live with it. That should have been the goal from the beginning. But now it sounds like a new target we've set for ourselves to live with it. And I don't know. Anyway.
Okay, but here in Ghana, we have 6,486 confirmed cases, 31 deaths, 1,950 recoveries. So looking good, recovery-wise, really, really looking good. The numbers continue to climb, so hopeful.
Right. All right, headlines.
Okay.
Well, so let's start with the Chronicle for today. I love the Chronicles scripture. Matthew 7, verse 15, that says, "Beware of false prophets, who come to you in sheep's clothing, but inwardly they are ravenous wolves." And guess the headline.
Go on.
Obinim sheshi, it comes with one that looks like an angel. As you can see, he has the wings that we probably might have had those days in primary school when you acted like an angel. But anyway, let's move on. COVID-19.
He was arrested recently, right?
Yes, he was arrested.
He didn't fly away or anything. Well, there's a ban on. Okay, anyway.
There's a ban on
flying.
That's a good excuse.
Moving on.
The borders are closed.
Anyway, it says COVID-19 is not going soon upon Nkrumah, like you're talking about Nimwa, and tow mechanical technician charged for murder. NDC reject NIAEC explanations. Back page, football without fans is sadder than dancing with your sister. That seems to me. And I won't step aside for Joshua. Fury about to happen. That's Pulev. And Heart lose sponsors due to coronavirus. That's according to Frederick Moore. And Congress must decide if 2019-2020 season should be cancelled. George Efriye in there. Talking about George Efriye. A contest now. Anyway.
Well, I have with me the Daily Graphic newspaper. This is 24 hours after stimulus package launch. 8,000 apply for loan. And this is just a little about 24 hours since this happened, and already 8,000. And I'm wondering how many more people are out there looking for the procedure to start the process. And so that means we're looking for a lot of it to happen. And also we have EC outline safety protocols for voter register. It comes to the picture of Mother Jen Mensah. Also, Atwesi and ready to refund 27.5 million to the state. And then we also have we won't bow to pressure to award contracts. That's according to Aviation Minister Mr. Dapa.
All right, on the front page of the Daily Guide, that story about Atu Essien here as well. Obinim family wails over bail. Wager residents panic over crackdown and looming spillage. Mahama versus Abronye. Abronye.
Abronye.
Police probe Mills' death. Aviation Minister replies, no.
You know what
Ghana
is?
missions give Noguchi $100,000 for test kits. That's it for the Daily Guide.
Anyway, Abro. Say Abro.
Abro.
Do you know what Abro is?
Jokes?
She's lost. Anyway, is lost. Let me continue
move on.
To the finder. So, Abro is jokes. Yes. Anyway, the finder says no decision on schools reopening. Stakeholder consultations ongoing, according to Kojo Aponkroma. New COVID-19 positive cases and facility admissions declining, according to Dr. Boaji, who's the Director General of the Ghana Health Service. And Grand Lodge of Ghana donates $100,000 to support COVID-19 isolation and treatment facility. Founder of Capital Bank ready to refund $27.5 million to the state.
Enima was avoiding the Abronye again, but it's back. This is CID invites Abronye. Enima say Abronye.
Abronye.
Okay. CID invites Abronye, DC, over assassination claims against Mahama. We also have over 5,000 applications received. Hey, but the other paper says over 8,000. Okay, you're still over. Well, NDC in big U-turn over new voters register says registration exercise may escalate the coronavirus cases. And finally, COVID-19, government not ready to reopen schools, according to Kojo Oponkroma.
MFI, it's interesting because the Ghanaian Times is actually saying nearly 5,000 MSMEs applied for COVID-19 business support. But I hope this is not indicative of how information about this fund is going to trickle out. Different figures, but oh well. Aviation Ministry has no contract with LCB Worldwide Ghana Limited. Schools not reopening now. Consultations are ongoing on easing restrictions. Koa FS, 8 other herbal products recommended as immune support and treatment for COVID-19. On the back page of the Ghanaian Times, Gender Minister inaugurates 3 water projects in Agona West and more donations to Noguchi.
And the Go Street Business Tech 600 million soft loan disbursement period begins. All eligibility criteria now in the open. And Bank of Ghana secures $1 billion to meet forex demand shocks through repo deal with the U.S. Fed. And board chairs recommend strategic measures for businesses, measures needed to keep private sector in operation. Also on the front page of the Go Street Business, KPMG announced as technical advisors to 1 billion Ghana City stimulus package, and IATA adopts Ghana's aviation safety standards amid COVID-19.
Well, I have the Daily Statement newspaper. This says, let me refund 27.5 million Ghana cedis. Actual Asian pleads with the court for mercy in Capital Bank collapse case. Also in Koko joins COVID-19 towns with the first 3 confirmed cases. And then there's one that I'm sure Kojo is very much interested in, the marijuana and the things. Kojo.
Why?
I don't know. I was led by the spirit to mention your name.
And you thought you had an ally.
I know. I'm starting to realize my mistake.
Now you know.
Proceed. I'm listening.
Health implications of marijuana use. This one, they will read it later.
Okay.
All right, my very last paper, the New Weekend Crusading Guide. NDC threatens blood against EC as plans to pit Ghanaians against new voters register fails. Minister allays fears on disinfection systems at airports. Woman dies in bus crash as police chase maskless driver in Kumasi. Skirt and blouse votes to hit Lejo Kuku as anger over Okoboy contesting unopposed source. That's it from me.
Right, so that's it for the papers, right?
Yes.
Let's do the online review real quick. It's brought to you by Zenith Bank in your best interest and Goyle Good Energy. Let's see. So Goyle wants you to remember all of the safety precautions when you come and visit them at their forecourts. Cover your mouth with tissue when you cough. Dispose of the tissue immediately. Wash your hands with soap and running water, especially if you handle money. And they provided all that in their service stations for you. You can also use an alcohol-based sanitizer if you're not in a position to wash your hands. Maintain a minimum distance of 1.5 meters with between you and other customers, and of course between you and attendants. So let's all observe these simple rules. And if you are exhibiting any symptoms, don't go straight to the hospital. Just call the hotlines 055 2222 004 or 055 2222 005. Doubles, no doors. But please call those numbers. Don't just walk into a hospital, all right? You can keep your motor insurance policy active or get a new motor insurance policy with Enterprise Insurance and enjoy several additional benefits like a free life insurance cover for COVID-19 cases, free cash benefits for COVID-19 hospitalization cases, and 50% waiver on all motor claim deductibles. Now, this is valid for both individual and corporate customers between now and the 16th of July 2020, and that is Enterprise's commitment to you. So remember, at Enterprise Insurance, they care. Stay safe and stay alive. Enterprise Insurance, your advantage. Terms and conditions apply. Here's what's on myjoyonline.com today. Ghana records 217 new cases to bring COVID-19 case count to 6,486 with 1,951 recoveries. There's going to be an update later today from the Ministry of Information on that. EC to organize IPAC meeting on upcoming voter registration exercise. That's on citynewsroom.com. CNN International has this: Trump's plan to win a second term unmasked. Oh, I like the play on words there, masked. Yeah. All right, and BBC Africa has Malawi's election chief resigns ahead of rerun. Okay, so that's it for the online headlines. Now, I asked Nancy to join us because in the morning I wanted to know what is trending. And this woman, she lives on social media. In fact, when you ask her for her address, she gives you her email address first. Yes. Don't you?
I do. In fact, when I get married, to be all over social media, I'll just invite you up there, so I'll see your comments. I don't need you physically.
I'll be busy. Distancing. I'll be busy. All right. So talk to us. What's trending?
Kojo, first of all, EL Twitter class was trending yesterday. Just a matter of playing on words. So if I say something like, "Hey, this is my aunt Kuro," it's always talking about this virus. You know how fancy say it? Coronavirus.
Coronavirus.
They be a coronavirus.
Oh, right. Okay. So people were playing on words like
yesterday,
that. Okay.
Very intelligently. But then, Kojo, do you know what hair o'clock is? Hair o'clock.
No.
Oh, you've not had that broken heart thing before.
What's
where
that?
You wake up at 2 a.m. You're like, hey. I'm pan YM day, that kind of thing. So hair o'clock has been trending, and it's past 6, and still hair o'clock is trending.
So people are still screaming hair on Twitter.
In fact, every 2 o'clock, if you log on Twitter,
as in 2 a.m.
2 a.m.
As in, why are people asleep at 2 a.m.? Like,
no. So is it certain that at 2 a.m. people wake up all the time and talk about hair? I'm asking because if someone leaves you, it means the person doesn't deserve you, or you don't deserve the person. Go home.
I think it's easy like that.
So you don't lose sleep over broken heart.
Broken heart.
That's even the problem.
But you know I'm a married man.
So what?
So I can't have a broken heart.
You've never had a broken heart before?
Not yet.
So you were born and then you got married the next day?
No.
That's why he sings the way he does. There's no
it explains a lot.
Why should you be broken
a lot. Anyway, what else? What else?
But
what else
is
trending?
Talking about the Shraj thing and also talking about Asiedun Ketia.
Okay.
It's not in the trends yet, but I'm sure that by 9 a.m. we should find them in the trends. So they are very important topics to talk about.
The Shraj thing, by which you mean the report that Shraj has released exonerating current Chief Justice in the matter of a declaration of assets, right?
Yes.
Something we ought to make time to talk about. Exactly. And Asiedun Ketia has also said some fascinating stuff, hasn't he? Yeah. In fact, let me see if I can bring you a little bit of what Asiedun Ketia said on the AM show when he spoke to Mama B. Owusu-Abuaji. This is an interesting thing that happens in politics. Listen to this.
Are they squeezing you so you can play ball?
Oh, sure.
How are they doing it?
First of all, my son is out of work. He happens to be working with a private company at the harbor. Now that private company operates with a government license. And then you have the management of GPHA squeezing that private company that unless and until my son is sacked, the license will be withdrawn. So my son has to be sacked. So he's in the house as I speak to you.
Really?
Yes.
But they're doing that to you simply because you're General Mosquito, you're the General Secretary of the NDC. They're doing that to your son, for instance, because you're General Mosquito?
Yes, because the Gapoha instruction they gave to that businessman, when he said, why? I'm doing my private business, blah, blah, blah. Then they said, look, Asiedun Ketia's son is too politically exposed. When he's here, engage in clearing of goods and so on, he can import weapons to come and overthrow government, so he must be kicked out.
So how long has your son been home for now?
More than 3 years.
Not working?
Not working.
Yes, I know. There's so much to talk about here. Let's do it after the BBC News.